Quick one, ladies and gentlemen. What we have is the rad in, some extra hoses I had laying around. This is a truck hose. I think I went over some of this. I'm not totally sure. I just wanted to be quick. Fuel is working. It's running good. I had a vacuum leak up here. I believe this is where like the evap went. I just plugged it with some stuff for now. I got this guy hooked up to the booster and the vacuum tree, the stock tree. The rad is just zip tied in for now. I'm going to figure out what I want to do with mounting it. I want to get usually my favorite $6 overflow. I wired the fans, and the wiring is just kind of hanging for now. I got to, so this is a harness. I believe this is F-body fan and radiator and everything. That's a harness from somebody. A lot of people make the harnesses. Even More Performance makes a nice truck fan harness and everything else. That's an F-body alternator. I got that wired in and working for now. It's probably just going to stay at this point. I was going to put a truck one in, but we're just moving right along here. I ordered 2.5-inch exhaust to come off the manifolds. I'm going to pull that manifold out and grind it down where it's rubbing the steering slightly. I have a flex fuel sensor on the way. I have a 6L80E shifter from GM Performance, makes one, that's going to replace this guy. Well, apparently there's like a lead time on it. More than likely not that many people buy them. So that's coming up also. I did the fuel pump relay in the trunk because the battery's right here. So one of those, this guy under here, is for the fuel pump. And it goes to this fused relay in the corner. This is a nice metal radiator support that I probably won't use. One neat thing I want to show you pictures of, this is the stock throttle assembly. And what I did was, put this guy on. Yeah, trickle charger is on. It's just not charging, doesn't need to right now. Let's close that guy. I got a bunch of drive-by-wire pedals, and I'm going to make a wiki entry for all the ones that work. We found a bunch that work. And I had this metal guy, and I welded it. I made a separate piece for it. I'll show a good picture of it. It's hard to see while it's all jammed in here. The bracket I have and everything else is really nice. So now it's drive-by-wire, and it looks like a stock pedal. It's really nice. So this thing starts, cools itself, fuel pump is wired, everything's fused. There's only some small stuff to do. I moved it back over into this bay and I measured for the drive shaft, and I got to do the transmission mount is not complete. That's got to get done. And the exhaust, small stuff really. The other thing that I got to do is got to clean up this wire for the holley that's coming back. Got to hide it. And then what I have here is LSX Specialties, my ECU, and stuff to control the 6L80E for now until we come up with something more complex and small stuff. The list is getting small, so everything else is doing good. I should have the drive shaft back in a day or two. They are usually very quick with that, so then this thing will be able to move on its own, basically in limp mode without the computer. And I need to build intake piping is on next on my list, and I need to hook up a stock mass air meter because using the stock ECU essentially to control the 6L80E in parallel with the holley, I need to have the mass air meter so that the stock computer can hopefully generate a torque signal, because all of the shifting strategies are based off of that torque number amount. So that needs to go in, and that's the easiest way to do it, is just put the stock meter on. So all that's got to get done. Drive shaft is measured. Got to start wiring in the trans stuff because it's coming up fast, and the shifter will have tap shift and all the other cool stuff. Very small, moving on its own power soon. E80. I'm going to tune it on pump, and then I'm going to tune it on E85, and we're going to share all the results. But quick update. It's amazing how normal this engine looks in here, in my opinion, and it's coming out pretty good. Pretty happy with this. Having a lot of fun doing it, working on it in my spare time. Been rewarding so far. Everything has been going well. So let me know if you have questions or suggestions. I want to show it once I show a video of the tranny mount. I did do what some guy suggested and I thought about doing, which was cut off the bolt-on output shaft and then just use I have a TH400 yoke that I put in it and measured, and that looks like it's going to work fine.